Hey everybody, Alex here with Momentum Charting. Hope you are doing well. Today, as promised, we are going to be doing our update on SAVA, Cassava Sciences. So, if you are new, welcome. If not, welcome back. Jump down below, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification. Doing both of those things will make certain that you do not miss any updates over the coming days and weeks on SAVA. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. Let's dive in here to the content, guys. So, today very interesting on SAVA, and I'm going to show you exactly why. But first, kind of the macro picture on the larger time frames here. 1 hour, the dynamic trend setup still looks very good. The blue line of our trend line still working nicely to the upside. 250 EMA pushing up. And same thing for the 20-minute dynamic trend. Everything's still looking good here, guys, on the macro picture. And the really important thing that I wanted to notate today that this was the trend line that I had drawn in yesterday, touching these 2 point. Actually, it was 3 points. This point on August 2nd at 7:30 in the morning. This point at August 2nd at 12:50 a.m. and then this touch point here towards the end of the day on August 3rd. Now, I wanted to watch this upward trend line because I thought it was going to be very important for bulls to hold in order to regain control of SAVA. And I believe, guys, that is exactly what's happened today. Now, this is really interesting. If you dive in here and look at this, bears had, at one point, SAVA in pre-market was down pretty substantially. And then upon market open, it was down. And then just look at this wick off this trend line. First thing, 6:30 in the morning, bounced all the way back. Had a little bit of upward pressure during the day, came back again towards the end of the day, and once again respected this trend line that we had drawn in yesterday. So, guys, bears had ample opportunities today, and I think that today, honestly, if they were going to make a run at bringing SAVA prices back down lower, either to 64 level or kind of the 57 level that we notated were potential points of support in previous videos, today really to me was the day that they needed to do it, bears, and they failed miserably. Instead of bringing prices down, we ended up with a 4% up day and confirmation with making higher lows and higher highs off of this 20-minute trend line that I had noted. So, guys, long and short, the more I look at this, the more I believe that what's happening here is a duplicate of what happened back here on around July 20th. Looks like this very similar type of setup to me that's happening here. And I see no reason, to be honest, that prices aren't going to start exploding higher over the next couple of days. Now, does that mean immediately that we are going to test all-time highs and start breaking those? No, absolutely not. But the important part of what I think has happened here is that bulls are back in full 100% control of SAVA. All the bears have been shaken out of the stock. Bulls have regained control, and we are starting to head to higher levels for hopefully a consolidation zone, which allows us to break those all-time highs and start testing much higher levels in the coming months. So you can see here again on this 20-minute, just we need to pay attention to this trend line. I think that's going to be important here until we get an explosion of prices, kind of like what happened here on July 20th and through the 20th through the 22nd, where we had an explosion of prices to the upside around 40+%. So I'm anticipating something happening like that in here. I don't know if this is going to be just a slow grind for a few more days and then maybe a pop of 20% over the period of a couple days. I don't know if that's going to happen or if we are just going to explode back into these levels in one quick shot in a 2-day period. But I'm going to be watching one of those two things as my primary scenario over the next week and change. You guys can see here quite clearly on the 50 and the 250, the 50, and the 200. It looks to me like all these are starting to just slowly round the bottoms here, curl to the upside. You can see this 50 starting to push up. So I believe the confluence of moving averages is definitely aligned in a positive direction. And again, to me, going back to the momentum chart, which we do like to look at quite often, I had pointed out yesterday that the 3-hour and 2-hour momentum were still slightly pushing to the downside. So really, if bears, to me, were to want to regain control and start pushing prices on SAVA lower, they had every opportunity to do it today. And again, they failed miserably. Now on the momentum charts, we are really starting to see this, and you can see it more clearly on the 2-hour and 3-hour. But it looks to me here like definitely here on this 2-hour, we are starting to get the beginnings of this rounded bottom back to the upside. And I believe that when this fully bottoms and the 2-hour momentum starts moving up, that's when we're going to have the chance for this explosion of prices on SAVA back to the upside. And yeah, and also here on the 1-hour, this is the other thing I wanted to show you guys about today's price action. So today, let's see, yeah, here at market open and even on the first tick of the day, bears, we were still operating in this kind of area of neutral momentum. But bears failed to even hold within this zone and break below it. Instead, what's happened here throughout the day, the 1-hour momentum's broken this channel and started to move back to the upside, which I believe is going to result eventually here in this turn back to the upside and on the 2-hour momentum and prices in SAVA to carry back into these zones for another area of consolidation higher. So long and short, let's pay attention to this 20-minute trend. I believe there is still some significance in this, and I do believe definitively that bears are tired and bulls have regained control of this stock. If there were to be some sort of black swan event here where just we broke outside of this upward diagonal trend line, to me that would be a surprise. But to me, that would also mean that there were we needed to kind of be careful and reanalyze what was happening in SAVA at least in the very short term. But that is definitely not my primary scenario. I'm watching this trend line here very closely still. Over the next couple days, it looks evident to me that prices are going to, at a minimum, carry along this trend line and start breaking the 200 and 250 EMAs, and we're going to start working back to the upside here into these positive zones. I think that this area here, I've got this trend line on these touch points on July 21st, July 23rd, and again here on July 27th. This may offer, at least in the short term, some modest overhead resistance. And again, remember, our target here, guys, is going to be 130, and once we break this level at 130, I believe that that is going to trigger the next event that starts taking prices and breaking all-time highs and starts carrying us back to not only all-time highs but closer to the 150, 160 area and potentially even higher than that, and working on our way towards 200. Now, is that going to happen this week, next week? That I definitely can't say for certain. It's certainly 100% possible that we come up here and we break these areas of overhead resistance at around 117 approximately, and just consolidate in these zones, for a couple of weeks and below this 130 zone. It is very possible, but Guys, you know the game, right? Stocks never move in a straight line, and our game is just to be here waiting patiently for this break of 130 and a consolidation, and just be confident in the fact that bulls have regained control of the stock, and we're just waiting patiently in a beautiful accumulation zone, waiting for SAVA to rocket past all-time highs and start gaining a lot of momentum back to the upside. So guys, that's it. That's the SAVA update for today. Nothing but good news as far as what I'm seeing today. I definitely wanted to hit the update because I thought the price action back in these zones was really crucial to what's happening here. And yeah, the bulls regaining control of SAVA, it looks to me like is exactly what happened today. So good job on that, guys. Looking forward to the rest of this week's price action, breaking these levels here, breaking the 250 EMA, breaking the 200 EMA, and start getting back up towards Z-zone. Definitely breaking back over 100 is going to be an exciting psychological level for us to break. Definitely at that point, bulls 100% back in control. So guys, if you have not yet done so, jump down below, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification. You aren't going to want to miss any updates on SAVA over the coming days, coming weeks. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for joining me on this channel, and I will see everybody again shortly in the next Cassava Sciences update. Thank you. Bye for now.